Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Rivalry or media construction? We're looking into this. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and big them both up, actually. So, obviously, I think in some FIBA qualifiers, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark find themselves on the same women's basketball team. Sorry about the chair squeaking. I need to put some oil on that. But anyway, um, and there's been a lot of stories about rivalry. I love basketball. You can see on my channel, probably deeper down, a lot of basketball videos. Uh, love basketball, absolutely love basketball, love women's basketball. And I thought I'd just cover this. So you got Angel Reese over here, and you got Caitlin Clark, and I'll be looking into their let's look into their actual stories. Clearly don't know how to spell, but that's all good. So you got Caitlin Clark and you got Angel Reese, and they're basketball stars. They are. Whether you like it or not, they're absolute women's basketball stars, and we'll be looking at their individual careers. But as I say, there is been kind of built up this story of a competitive clash between these two, and there's a question of whether there's a genuine dislike or is it something that's shaped or distorted by media narratives, fan culture, and deeper social dynamics. So we'll be looking at this and how it's been portrayed, and to understand the rivalry, we need a bit of context, and we'll just look at some. We'll just go back to that. So you've got Angel Reese and you've got Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark from Iowa, one of the most electrifying players in colleague basketball. I would say the future of women's basketball seems to be hanging on Caitlin Clark. I'll be quite frank. She's a very skilled shooter, known for deep three-pointers, elite court vision, and record-breaking scoring. She quickly became a household name. And then you've got Angel Reese, a forward from LSU, built her reputation differently, dominant in the paint, relentless on rebounds, and unapologetically expressive on the court. Now, I'm going to be quite frank, as a basketball connoisseur myself, the criticism about Angel Reese sometimes creating her own rebounds by missing is a fair one. Caitlin Clark is a much more prolific scorer, but other than creating her own rebounds by missing, Angel Reese does get points. She does get points, to be fair, and we'll look at that in a moment. And she did win the college championship for LSU. So look, numbers don't lie. Championships, as she said, she's pointing to the ring. Rings don't lie. She won it, and I think she was playing against. Yeah. Anyway, look at that picture there. She got the ring. So I know people will criticize her for sometimes missing, but she did win a ring, and let's see what she does in the WNBA. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, and I had to cover that because that is kind of the elephant in the room. And I love basketball. I'm a basketball perfectionist. I play basketball. You know, you see some of the videos on my channel and stuff. So I'm not gonna pretend that Angel doesn't create rebounds, having missed quite a few times sometimes. But I think the overall stats don't really probably show that. I'm not saying that's something that dominates her play. She obviously does score and is effective as a defender for her teams. Yeah, so moving on from that, before 2023, there wasn't much of a direct connection between them. The narrative began at the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game. The game drew record-breaking viewership for women's college basketball, and throughout the tournament, Caitlin had already gained attention not just for her play, but for confidence. In one early game, she made a "You Can't See Me" gesture for the fan. Is that like a John Cena? John Cena. Now, near at the end of the game, so the championship, fast forward to the championship, LSU wins. Angel Reese makes a similar "You Can't See Me" gesture. Is it that one? Is that John Cena? And follows it with a ring motion, signaling a championship victory. And that moment goes viral. Virality cow, that's something that I discuss on this channel. What's seen as a playful competitive, other called unsportsmanship. Like, I don't think that's unsportsmanship. Like, it's part of the game. Like, if you go to the end, certain I won't mention the ends because it's not I don't anything to seem political. I'm not involved in anything anyway. But if you the man them trash people trash talk each other, it's just it is part of basketball. Like so, criticizing her for doing that. Obviously, anything that you do, you have to back it up with winning, and she won, and she's doing what she's doing. And I'm sure Caitlin Clark probably may have done the same at times as well when you're kind of amping. I mean, if she did that first, that just shows that obviously they're both doing trash talking is what it is, man. So I don't think Angel Reese should be criticized for doing that type of thing. People want to see that as well. I'll be honest. Like it's part of comedy. Like the people when you're playing a game and you might do a sign or whatever and then score. The people on the sidelines are like, yeah, raw, that's it. We're rating that. Do you know what I mean? So it's part of the game, man. It's part of the game. But anyway, but some celebrated Reese's passion and authenticity. Others criticised the behaviour as excessive or disrespectful. Meanwhile, Clark's earlier gestures were often framed as competitive fire charisma. So, and that's what I mean. That's how you you can't distinguish between the two. It's the same. It's the same thing. Like they're both allowed to be competitive and they're both allowed to trash talk, man. The people need to stop the foolishness. So I'm saying people need to stop the foolishness. So Angel Reese herself addressed it, saying she felt she was being criticised, and Caitlin Clark, for her part, downplayed the controversy. Described Reese's actions as part of the game and expressed respect for her. There you go. So the idea that there's some sort of disagreement or stuff, it's just part of the game. I don't. I mean, me personally, I don't think they have a major problem. Obviously, there was that clip in the game recently. Some suggesting they don't still like each other. Now, I think apparently, yeah, she aired her. Look, looks crazy, but do you know what it is? I think in that game maybe Caitlin felt she wasn't being passed to enough. But look, people don't talk about this. Look at this. People don't talk about this. Look, Angel Reese helping out Caitlin Clark. Let's make that go viral. Let's make that go viral. You think they don't see what I'm saying? So I'm saying AI, I don't believe everything you see. No, it's not AIs. Yeah, make this one go viral as well. You get me? Get rid of that thing down there. But yeah, make that go viral. So it's not people see what demand for seed. Is just what I'm saying. So there, and this is now. So if you were talking about whether there is an actual rivalry and whether they're actually friends or whatever it is, why would she help her up? I mean, they're part of the same team, but she doesn't have to. Nobody has to do anything in life generally. And then look, passes to her and she scores. And they high five and they move on. So hopefully that removes the debate about whether they're actually look at that. I'm gonna slow it down because people need to see them thing, you know? She's helping her up. And then she passed it to her to enable her to score. They're just getting on with it, man. And that's what, and I'm playing this as well for another reason because obviously people feel, and I have seen that the rebounds are missing and all that, but they think that characterizes Angel Reese's game overall, but not necessarily. She actually does score. There's a reason why she's in this team. She's tall as well. She's a very physically impactful presence on the basketball court. And on that basis, that's why she's in the teams, and that's why she's making it, and that's why she's scoring, and that's why she's getting the ring, the face. You know what I mean? She's doing her bit. And there were no public insults, no ongoing feud, no ongoing sustained back and forth. And we could look, you're gonna do stuff like that, but obviously people are gonna social. Are going to jump on certain things. They're looking at sports gender expectations, race representation, media bias do come part of it. And it is fair to say, critiquing Angel Reese for doing one thing and not the other, there are tones underlying that. There's no doubt. Okay, and when we're talking about those themes of race and representation, and media biases, and there, of course, high stake matchup, competitive balance, personal or team history, there's going to be ongoing tension or conflict, but they didn't even face each other regularly, didn't engage in a public trash talk, they didn't build a sustained competitive storyline on their own. It was all kind of on the court, and that's where it's meant to be. It's meant to be on the court. I mean, you'll see instances like this. This is Chicago v Indiana, but do you know what? Whatever, man. It's not that. Look, basically, it's not that's AI. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, really. So in many ways, the story says less about Clark and Reese and Sullivan. And I'd have to agree with that when you look into it. They didn't create the well. I'm not going to agree that they didn't create the rivalry. They got a part to play in creating a rivalry, but it's more in terms of what's happening on the court. Do you see what I'm saying? And the question as to whether it's real, a rivalry between two, it's always going to be real. It's just not that deep. That's just part of competitive sports. Now, if we bring things up to date, um, now they're playing together, senior level, USA basketball team, significant and marked her first senior national team appearances in March 2026, placed them in the same locker room, forced a new dynamic of cooperation to the competition. Okay, yeah, we do have that clip where Caitlin ignored or blanked, we say in the UK, blanked someone, you blank or ignore them. But then I did show you the other clip of her Angel Reese helping Caitlin up. Now, in this competition, this is a FIBA qualification. USA beat Spain, Puerto Rico, and New Zealand, a 5-0 record. Clark emerged as one of the standout performers, averaging double-digit leading assists. Oh, apparently, yeah, she was named the tournament MVP. Reese played a crucial role, rebounded at a high level, provided interior presence. As I say, it's that physicality that Reese provides in the courts that people should call it double doubles in key games. Reese helped Clark up off the floor after four. As I said, moments later, Clark assisted Reese for a basket. Simple exchange, but symbolically powerful. It contradicted the rivalry. Look at that. But I think it's great. Like, let's be honest. Who's going to watch this stuff if no one is, if no one is doing the facing and is doing the trash talk? No, people ain't watching sports. It kind of brings stuff to the forefront. You know what I mean? So the media won't show you these sides. It won't show you all of this. I'm highlighting it because I think it's important to have balance. Yes, there's a missed high five, perceived cold interaction, but there's shared assists, there's defensive rotation, there's bench celebrations, there's mutual support as well. And in the body language, locker room sports, ongoing dysfunction, it's just part of how teams develop. Norm storming and forming, you know how it goes. Sociology. Anybody who's studied any sociology knows about them things there. But it's more typical of elite sport: professionalism, adaptability, shared goals, and it kind of reframes the story really. The friend reactions matter because they've created this. They've increased and amplified the suggested rivalry, and it is what it is, man. But it doesn't erase the past. You've got two elite players playing elite basketball. As I see Caitlin here. Let's see. So yeah, look, we're moved on. We're into the WNBA now, and I'm just going to go straight to. So Caitlin's a two-time WNBA All-Star, 24-25, All WNBA First Team, WNBA Rookie, AP Female Athlete of the Year, Honda Broderick Trophy, John Wooden. So she's got multiple. I don't think her team clearly has not won the WNBA yet. So what team does she play for? Indiana Fever, yeah, number 22, point guard. And that's another thing about the rivalry. They don't even play the same position. They don't even play the same position. But it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to see. She was that 3 times NCAA season scoring leader. Okay, Big Ten Player of the Year. So that's kind of Caitlin Clark. I'll just scroll down to if you can see anything else, endorsements and investments. She was estimated to be one of the highest earning college athletes, but end of the Iowa valuation to 3.4 million. After she was drafted in 2024. So 2024 she drafted, she's been on SNL, skits in that, and she's done philanthropy. So let's break down all the stuff. And if you look at Angel Reese, She's a bit younger actually. Okay, she's a bit younger. She's 20. Was Chicago Sky WNG draft first round seventh overall pick. Where was Caitlin drafted? She must have been a first pick, 100%. She must have been a first pick. She must have been a first. With all those 3 pointers, she's a first. Yeah, first over. There you go. I'd no doubt that Caitlin was the first overall pick, first round. That's because she scores more. They just do different roles. She's always going to get drafted higher than Angel Reese because she scores more. As simple as that. They value the scoring more. The defensive players are just not. It's not seen as appealing as a scoring point guard. So you're going to attract more attention from teams. Chicago Sky, but she was also two-time WA All Star. She's got or 2 times first team American. She's got similar awards. Obviously she's got the rebound because that's the role that she does in the court. She's 6'3". Caitlin is 6 foot. Okay, it's different, slightly different heights, but different roles on the teams that she plays for, and she's known for double doubles. Known for double doubles. There you go. She met. Okay. She's known for doubles. LSU Tigers in 2024. On June 30th, she was the straight double double with 10 points and 16 in a 76 loss. That's not great in the loss, but she's passed Candice Parker for the longest single season streak in WNBA history already. So she's in, what's that? What year was that? 2024. So within a year, she's breaking records. But as I say, criticism over missing some of the points. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to ignore it. She creates some of her own double doubles. I'll be real. But fastest to record 500 points and 500 rebounds, taking only 38 games to do so. Became the fastest forward and third fastest player to record triple double winners. And I want to see more of the wins. So in a 78-76 win against Connecticut. It's WNBA, so this is 2025, WNBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week, averaging 19 points, 17 rebounds, and 5 assists and 2 steals. She was again selected. She's had some back injuries. And then they've got this new thing called Unrivaled. I'll just cover this briefly here. It's a 3-on-3 basketball run by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. Big them up. I play a lot of 3x3 different courts across London. Hope and Essex and other places as well. Hoping to expand that a bit. But yeah, 3x3 full. But their one is full court, 2 ends, 7 times 7 minutes, 9-week format. So I think it must be clearly in the kind of off season. But yeah, big them up for creating that Unrivaled. Make sure you watch their Unrivaled season, man. 2026 season. So in this game, Reese became the first player in the league to achieve a 2020 game with 22 points and 21 rebounds. She selected for the Rose BC. They defeated the only previously undefeated team, Luna Owls. National team Korea. So that was early days, but she made a team debut in FIBA World Women's America Cup in America. And first game, she put 11 points and 9 rebounds. Now, I mean, look, you can see her statistics there. She doesn't really shoot 3 points as such, but WNBA regular season, 32 minutes per game. Over ABG points per game. That's the important statistic for me. That's what she's averaging points per game. So she's on sort of 15, but obviously she's doing the defensive work as well. So we can't ignore the defensive work. And she's also doing philanthropy. Let's be balanced here, man. She's doing philanthropy. Angel Reese Foundation aims to empower girls through sports and education and financial literacy. And she's made suppliers, donations, and she's also digital wallet promoting financial literacy. So bigger up for that. I do want to go back to Caitlin's stats, and you'll see why she's kind of getting the plaudits, really. What's she's got some, and she was even getting into those because if we look here, she probably for some of the teams she's getting the gold. She's winning in the earlier teams. So I've referred to some of the earlier teams when them lot were younger in that, and she's gotten the gold, and it's Caitlin scoring in those games, I presume. But if you look at the statistics, in terms of what she's averaging for Iowa, Well, I'll go to WNBA. I'm more focused on up to date, really. I mean, it's not really a big difference. I mean, Caitlin points per game, she's scoring three more points, three or four more points per game. Sorry, this is just highlighting the whole thing. And really, it's not really that big of a difference. So, and that's why they're both selected for the USA. So, look, is it a real rivalry? It's always a real rivalry when you're playing competitive sports. Come on, man. You always got that competitive. You might have a drink or afterwards and that, but it's always a competitive rivalry. But there's no doubt my conclusion is that the media's amped it up, social media's amped it up, and these young ladies, I don't think they don't feel it's too. I don't think it's that deep for them. Obviously, on the court, they're there to win, and they're going to do whatever it takes to achieve that. Simple as that. Whether it's that, whether it's put it into rings, they're going to do it. And what happens when they actually win? I don't think they've actually that either of them are WNBA champions yet. So I'm sure when they win some WNBA rings, they'll be doing the same thing. But anyway, big up all the watchers, listeners, and subscribers. That was kind of a run through about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese supposed rivalry. And quite on time. That is time for me to get on with the real life and But anyway, for now, please make sure you like, watch, and subscribe. And for now, I'm done talking.